What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of RGTP. I am your host, Lewis, and with me, as always, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mamba. How we doing today, my guy?
I'm doing all right. I was just having flashbacks of the wreck and pro-am stuff. I'm sorry. Not in the right mindset right now. It's terrible.
Tragic.
Let's go, though. What we're about to talk about will get me out of it.
Of course. I feel you. It is Friday, which means it's time to talk some wrestling. Quite a few things, came out. We're just gonna start. We're gonna get right into AEW.
The biggest, got to.
There's a lot of back and forth now going on. It originally started on Wednesday night. We saw the Elite get slowly deleted out of graphics, out of moments of key times in the Elite's achievements, championship winning moments and reigns. And now reports are they smashed poor CM Punk's dog's teeth in. And
that's terrible.
Chris Jericho is now saying CM Punk is a cancer to the locker room, and CM Punk's camp is saying they're supposed to be remaining silent.
Right.
It's
a shit show. It's a shit show.
Going on around these parts.
With the Elite being burned, Thanos snapped out of their moment. It's for their story, I'm assuming, for when they come back. It's like they were the first inaugural trios, and now it's Death Triangle is the inaugural champions, I believe, So it's just their way of, building people's, excitement for them. Because my sister literally texted me, what does that mean? What the hell does that mean? I was like, how the hell am I supposed to know what it means? Obviously, they'll probably be coming back soon, but how am I supposed to be this is exactly what it means? No, they just saying they've been forgotten, I guess, And they about to remind everyone who they are.
Type shit. I feel it. It's definitely gonna be interesting. I wonder what is it gonna be though. Do they get the titles and it's
they're not
will
going
this
after titles.
lead to them versus Tony? Does this be the EVPs versus the cash cow? This a potential story that we're gonna be?
If the reports are true, right, and Warner Bros. And Discovery want to push it as a sport,
right?
A sport usually has a commissioner. Tony Khan probably shouldn't be the commissioner, but he could be. So they definitely could go that route. I don't know if you want to go what is it, evil management or people just against the management, those storylines have been done. They've said when they made it they don't want a manager, but I'd be all right with it not going that route.
Low-key, Tony Khan's been, we know. He comes out, he addresses the crowd. He does a lot of the social media stuff on his page and stuff. He's definitely, the man.
I mean, it's his company, bro.
So, I hear it, but, Vince wasn't doing that, and Trips isn't really doing that.
They did every once in a while.
They ain't going crazy literally all the time. But, yeah, no, it's definitely going to be interesting. I wonder where their feud's going to go. Do they feud with somebody? Do they get their belts back?
They won't get the belts
Do they address the CM Punk stuff? That
was my question for you. Do you think they address it?
I don't know, because in the beginning, if anything's to be true from the beginning, it was a lot of legal shit and stuff like that. CM Punk might hear his name and be like, fuck that.
There's no way they mention that man's name. I feel if they do come out and address it, they'd just be we apologize. We let y'all down, allowing our emotions to get the better of us. Things escalated to a point where it shouldn't have been. We apologize, but we're back. We are the E in AEW. We're here. Don't put them in a championship match immediately, unless you want Death Triangle to get that one over.
Oh,
I'd be all for that. It's just they shouldn't be given titles. They were complicit in what happened. They were part of it. Whoever you want to point the finger at, probably don't as soon as they get back from suspension. Here's your titles back. Y'all are the second, holders of it, but just let Death Triangle do their thing. Yeah. But they can do shit without the titles. They have whatever they're gonna do with Hangman when Hangman comes back. Adam Cole stuff is still up in the air. And there's always someone sneaky that can come in and just be let's just have a great match. Let's do some shit together, Hobbs and Omega match. That would be cool. right?
Those guys have been off TV for way too long.
Exactly. Where's Ricky Starks, bro?
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get that part. But yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see when they come back. Most likely they will probably be on the Full Gear card later this year. Obviously, being the last pay-per-view stop. I believe that is later
Yes.
this
November.
month.
It's like
Yeah, well,
second or
later
third
next month.
week of November.
So I would expect them to, get themselves right back in. We'll obviously have the Moxley MJF match that's already been announced, which we will talk about in a little bit as their feud continues to develop on screen. But yeah, now this is definitely going to be something interesting. Obviously, will be a needle mover for the company getting these guys back. Omega was literally only around for like a month and a half.
Hey, I told my sister
he
this
disappeared
suspension
again.
was great for him though.
Probably.
That man came back with all those wraps on, the bandages, the braces. This is giving him time to get even more healthier, hopefully.
Yeah, I hear it's definitely been interesting to see what they do. The tag team division is in a bit of a weird position right now as they try to figure out sort of the pairings.
Improving.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out the pairings right now. They're trying to elevate the Acclaimed. We have Swerve and Our Glory, obviously. Will be contending. Maybe that part 3 will happen at Full Gear.
It has to, right?
Yeah, we got the Gun Boys that were with the Firm, and now they're trying to, sort of come up. We'll see where the Young Bucks find themselves in the mix for the title picture. FTR lost. Dick punch, but talk about that at another day. Moving onwards, though, I want to talk about a world championship, and not just the get to the AEW World Champion in just a moment. The ROH World Champion, the Ocho, Chris Jericho, has officially challenged any former ROH World Champion to step up to the
Did he
plate.
specifically say World Champion?
I believe he said.
I thought he just said any ROH champion.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't.
Wait, do you think Yuta will come out and answer the call as a former
not just him?
champion?
Yeah, but that did have me thinking like Josh Woods just got signed. He was a pure champion.
Yeah.
They have Mike Bennett's been a champion in there. Roosh, and Jericho. That would be great. But he's kind of taking on almost like all of the world champions, right? That are like, I mean, you could do Joe, right? But do we really want to do that? Do we want Joe being hit by Jericho?
He's wrestling. Exactly. Is he wrestling? No, he's not wrestling.
Wardlow's
that's
wrestling.
Wardlow. Yeah.
But if it is just champion, it would be cool to see Yuta because I did say he should be the one. But my guess is going to be Cesaro because he just got the pin on him, right? If it is a world champion, it has to be him.
Right. I hear that.
What if Gresham's coming back?
That was literally going to be my next thing.
My fault.
What if Tony Khan just like, hey, you think you want to make one more quick appearance? I'll throw you some dollars.
You want one more L, bro?
Come in, put up another good match for the folks. I'm thinking I would not be surprised because then that would also benefit Tony Khan and the company as we are trying to make amends for our wrongs. We kind of dropped the ball on Jonathan Gresham and whatever ROH is going to be going forward. But getting him on TV again, getting him one more payday. Before he decides whatever the hell he decides. But I'm thinking, Jonathan Gresham. We already seen Benito. We've seen Dalton Castle.
What if it's Cole?
I don't think it's going to be Cole because he can't suffer a loss even if it's dirty and plus it's heel versus heel. Roosh could suffer a loss, but again, another heel versus
that man just been losing, bro.
Yeah, we want to have someone to cheer for. So if Gresham came back, it gives you more reason to boo Jericho because everyone wants to see Jonathan Gresham do good after this shit that happened.
I just don't know which ROH world champions he hasn't fought, right? Like,
there's 20 something, right? Whatever it is.
Yeah, so it's probably stupid, but like, there's no way Omega's been ROH champion, right?
No, he is not.
Okay, what if he came in and took that title from Jericho?
I don't know who's gonna take the title from Jericho.
Yeah,
the story would have been in place to eventually give it to like Yuta or something like that. Or
I think I really do believe that's what they're building.
If it was Garcia decided to stay face and join Blackpool, and maybe they could have worked around that. But I really don't know. I don't know at the moment because if it is all said to be true that they're planning on launching the ROH show at some point and they want Jericho to be the face, then he's probably gonna have a pretty lengthy run. Because you can't just have.
I mean, he could lose it on the first show.
You think?
They definitely could. It would be like maybe like Danielson. He gets back into
I
like
thought he was gonna win it at
yeah.
the three-peat in Canada
It
or
is
the
hard
trifectas.
to like. Obviously, it's hard to think of who's gonna be the one to beat him, but Jericho holds the title all the way up to the relaunch of ROH on whatever it's gonna be on. How do you bring people in? World Championship match on the first episode. Who's he facing? Oh shit, we like him. Let's go. You know, like they definitely could. First episode, he drops the title.
That could be something. I don't see it. I'm gonna lie. I
Nah,
don't see it.
here it
I
is Jericho.
I
It
truly
is
think,
yeah.
yeah, I truly think he's gonna probably have a lengthy world title run. But
It got the
with
longest
everything,
ROH title run ever.
I don't know about that, but
Mm,
at least for the beginning, as the promotion gets underway, you want to put one of the most
right.
well
I
recognized
mean,
names
he
and
was the
faces.
AEW champ. You know.
Exactly, you know what I mean? One of the most well recognized. Like, literally,
Yep.
people in their 40s and 50s know who Chris Jericho is. Like, it's not, he's
Oh,
not one
he's
of
the
the
guy
young
who
guys.
sings Judas.
He's not none of the young guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully,
Right.
it leads to
Come on.
something good.
It's gonna be Yuta, bro. Let's
I don't know.
start it now.
I just
It's
hope it
gonna
leads to
be
something
Yuta.
good, so ROH isn't like stuck on YouTube or anything like that.
Right.
Like, hopefully, whatever it is, and the plan is, Jericho will be able to usher in the Reign of Jericho era, whatever the hell it is. Hopefully, it's actually
The
good for
Ocho.
ROH. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what's gonna be. That's what my main concern is, and it's not like a Barry job or ROH dwindles
Right.
into nothingness. But hopefully, he does end
Yeah.
up having a good feud. Hopefully, he has a good feud. I'm interested to see who does answer his challenge, though.
Simply for the pain, it has to be Claudio, right? Like you would think.
Beat him
He
again.
even mentioned
This
it to
time he beats him
Yuta and Garcia.
clean. Does he beat
Or
him clean
Garcia,
this time?
Danielson and Yuta. He was like, yo, y'all stop. I just pinned him. Let's, talk about this later. Which I hope they eventually show what they talked about.
No.
If they talked about anything.
Hell no. You heard William Regal. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to come out here and tell you guys about all our problems. Hell no.
Pretty much.
They keep it under wraps over
No, you
there.
have it. It's like a video package. Like somebody snuck in a camera, found where the Blackpool Combat Club meet, and they're just taping everything. It's MJF, bro. He's trying to get their secrets, bro.
Maybe. And speaking of, the main event of Full Gear, as previously mentioned before a couple times on the show already, MJF versus Jon Moxley continues to develop as they end the show on Wednesday, getting beat down by the Firm.
I don't buy it.
The Firm finally doing something other than helping MJF win the chip and claiming they're coming after all these belts. But rewind a little bit. The feud continued to build even before that as Jon Moxley's wife, Renee, interviews MJF, and he says that, MJF
I'm gonna gargle your piss.
Bro, he was saying some wild.
He really was, bro.
Like,
he really was.
He got into it, and he's
Renee. Her face was just like, bruh, are you kidding me? Right? Yeah, no, that was great. I'm glad.
MJF is so invested since he's been back.
Oh yeah,
he has been so invested since he's gotten back. But yeah, the few we like almost immediately when she announced MJF, you're like, this is gonna be good because
this is gonna be great.
We know, you know what I mean. If you know wrestling and you're more than just a casual, like this is Moxley's wife, like you get it. MJF insinuated it, let it be known. Yep. Like, I'm gonna beat your man's ass. Like, it's amazing. And then, Stokely comes in, gives a little wink, wink, cough, cough. We'll leave him alone. MJF doesn't like that, wants him, one piece. I told you my piece on that, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
No, right now.
We'll get to it in a second.
Yeah.
Eventually leads to Moxley beating Penta later in the night in the main event. Good match for them.
Great
Penta
match.
in the main event scene, of course. There's a reason why he's been a champion everywhere. I think what Matt said a few months ago, it's just the Spanish and then the American crowd trying to get acclimated and behind him. It's just really tough, but he's really good.
And I'm glad he got a really good match.
I'm glad he had a good match. He showed off everything he got. And the Firm comes out, beats up Jon Moxley. We're wondering, where's Blackpool Combat Club? Turns out they're chained up in the back.
Yep.
And then we're trying to figure out, does Jon Moxley have no other friends in any locker room anywhere? Like, where is everybody at? And lo and behold, the devil himself comes in to make the save. but gets his ass beat for it.
I don't buy it.
Chokeslam through a table, an ego's edge, couple kicks, and you're not buying it.
Nah, bro,
you're
because
not buying
John
it.
Moxley literally called him out the first night back. He was literally in Buffalo. Oh, Josh Allen's great. Oh, y'all love me. The devil's back and everything. He's over as a face. And then Moxley comes in and he's just like, y'all are buying all this shit. And then MJF literally showed himself after that. He just starts berating everybody in the crowd, and Josh Allen sucks. And he's got everybody on his side because MJF is great. He is a generational talent, like he says. He's fantastic, and that's why I don't buy it. This man is trying to get the sympathy and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna win clean. You're fired, Stokely. The firm's fired from him." Right? He's separating himself to make it like, "I'm doing this." He's not doing it alone. If he wins, he's not doing it alone, bro. I'm not buying it.
The salt of the earth is going to continue to be the salt of the earth.
He's going to realize, like, oh, shit, John's actually great.
John's going to beat my ass.
Yeah, like, I need
and gargle
to do
my
something.
piss.
Exactly. And I said to you, it would be great if he used the brass knuckles because of William Regal. And what do you want? Something so unrealistic, bro.
I want it to be legit. I absolutely do. I absolutely want MJF to go over and win clean. Clean, smack dab in the middle of the ring. No shenaniganry. No BS. Just none of that. Hey, thank you for stopping by, Big Nips. Drop the like. We appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day. Be back here on Wednesday, man. Don't forget.
But yeah, Jazz may be talked about.
The Jazz will be talked about. I promise. We'll get the Jazz on our Wednesday show. Yeah, I want Moxley to go on vacation. Do what he got to do. If there's anyone in AEW that is going to make the sacrifices for AEW at this point in time, it's gonna be him. Yeah. If we're being honest, it's gonna be him. He for sure went to rehab for to get right outside of just getting right for himself. Is obviously for the company, for the betterment of his career, his life, and everything. His wife, he needed it. Then put that hiatus that he went on off from his contract to be able to fulfill the obligation to AEW, not say that time I took away for personal matters doesn't tie into my obligation to you guys. Right. And then signs an extension. This man, for a lot of fans, is AEW. We get the Bucks. We get, Omega, Jericho. We know you're the first champion. We know the story with Cody and everything Cody did. But for a lot of fans, John Moxley, me included, AEW.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if anyone knows what's best for AEW, it's going to be John fucking Moxley. And that's why I think MJF would win. I really think he's going to win. And I think he's going to do it clean.
It'd be great.
Keep the story going. Great. Although I can absolutely see where it was like, he wins, he cheats,
it's MJF, bro.
Comes out, and
you cannot trust the devil.
You stupid motherfuckers thought I was going to be,
exactly.
I get that, but I don't want
it's what he's going to do. But when he does it, you're going to be like, you bastard. I never should have trusted you. And it's going to make you hate him, but it's going to make you love him even more. And it's great. Moxley, I know we'll have our predictions, and Moxley probably will lose. He probably will because they probably should go to MJF.
Go on vacation.
But, man, I don't...
My man needs to go on his damn vacation.
Nah, it's all right.
Need to go enjoy
his vacation is bleeding, bro. In the middle of that ring.
Stop oozing and leaking all the way to the middle of that ring. He needs a break. My guy needs.
Who gets busted open first in their match?
It's gonna be Moxley, absolutely.
I don't think it is. I think MJF is gonna don the crimson mask, bro. The visual of him
both bleed. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, but the visual of MJF with the blood all over his face and like his hair and stuff, it's gonna look so great with him holding that title.
He will. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see what goes, sort of how the match goes. Because, we're fantasy booking in our minds and we think it's going to be good because it's two good workers.
Give me an hour-long match, bro.
Not always. Not always is it going to look that great. But I'm interested to see what the rest of the card also looks like. We will talk about Full Gear more later down on the future as we wrap up with AEW to transition onto some WWE conversations.
Yes.
as we start with something we're actually just talking about an hour ago. The
Yeah, shout out Amy.
OC is together again, and they have a problem. The problem being Poppy, Rhea Ripley out here body slamming and dick kicking and dick punching everybody in the OC right now. But AJ Styles says he got something for Rhea. They got a solution. Who the hell is a solution for Rhea Ripley?
Your guess is as good as mine, bro. It can literally be anybody because we've seen Triple H has no problem with bringing people back, calling people up. If if he thinks it's gonna work, he will do it. And this person could literally be anybody. I know Chelsea Green is supposed to be coming back. Emma is supposed to be on tonight potentially. I know you had said Liv Morgan because of the common history of like a couple months ago teaming together. Like that one probably makes the most sense.
But
I would not. I would not like be opposed to a call up from NXT or like an outside person who. What if it's like Mickey James, bro? Like, what if it's just Mickey James? Like someone everyone knows and people will pop for Mickey James, right? Like, it could legit be anyone. I feel like.
Is it gonna be Beth?
No, I thought that,
Does
but
Beth just come out?
because she got killed by Rhea, bro. And if they are gonna have Beth wrestle her, it should be when Edge comes back as well. Like they should
do
probably
another
pick up.
couples tag match.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dom, that's gonna fucking happen.
Dom, yes, bro. There you go.
God.
Look at that.
That is happening. What's next? Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, maybe,
and then Rumble,
Rumble,
Elimination Chamber, unless they change that, which they should change Elimination Chamber. Yeah.
No, it's going to Canada.
But is Edge is filming for Percy Jackson, right? That's why he's off.
He's supposed to. Yes, I don't know when. If that's currently ongoing, if it's for a future program, but yes, he is going to be filming and going away.
That's awesome.
Taking some time off screen and stuff like that. That would be. I mean, if that's the case, and then it gets pushed off to Mania, I could definitely see that maybe. But I don't know. We already threw out some names. Emma, NXT. I said maybe at. You mentioned Liv. I said maybe Roxanne Perez, who recently wrestled the match against Rhea. That's another one with some little story. I know you've thrown out the name of Raquel.
Yeah, but it's simply because Triple H loves her. Like the love for Raquel is
there is story down there from NXT though. There is some story from NXT. That's interesting. There's a couple. What are we thinking of? Maybe a Shayna Baszler. Does Shayna make a special appearance?
Can you imagine that face turn for Shayna Baszler?
I mean,
that wouldn't be bad.
What is she doing, and what has she done since losing to Liv at Clash?
Not shit.
I can't remember if she's wrestled a match since then.
I don't think she has.
Like she's literally had like the 1 or 2 backstage segments with Ronda being like, "You ain't a killer no mo."
Yep.
And that's about it.
Can I get that one more time?
You ain't a killer no mo. Seriously, it's crazy. I think they should just be a tag team at some point, but whatever. Now she's the women's champion.
Ronda needs to go somewhere else.
I threw out Charlotte earlier, and you were just like,
no, simply because she don't need to do that. And she's gonna go to SmackDown, right? She has to go to SmackDown when she comes back.
Potentially,
right? Yeah, I really don't know.
I guess Ronda's the champ over there now. Well, again.
I mean, unless there was a report, right? They want Charlotte versus Bianca.
Yeah, so she could go there. Actually, yeah, her and Becky are probably swapping. Actually.
Oh, poor Becky.
Because I believe
she's not gonna be with her husband anymore.
I believe it's the thought that they are gonna want to do Ronda and Becky officially.
Yeah.
Unless she just wins the Rumble, stays on Raw, wins the Rumble, and just says I want Ronda, and then sort of doubles, the SmackDown for the 2 months leading to the build or whatever. So maybe, and then obviously we'd have Charlotte on Raw. To go the Bianca. Maybe. They just have so many different women. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other women that are not.
I was thinking maybe Shotzi, but I doubt it. I highly doubt that.
What about a Mei Yim return? Could she potentially line herself with the OC, get on the good side with
Could be
Candice,
interesting,
be
right?
joining the faces as the women's heels are sort of kind of situated in a way. I don't know. We kind of have to wait and see. Ronda's currently heelish.
It won't be
And we
Alexa.
have Damage Control.
Probably won't be
Nikki Cross
Asuka.
sort of did some tweener shit, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless they're like, yo, we should just get the crazy bitch that just came back.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they could. They definitely
like
could.
History with Rhea, actually. Former tag partners, actually.
Yep.
Maybe. I mean, wow, Rhea has a lot of history on the main roster.
She showed up and, like, became champion rather quickly, I believe, right? Like, Rhea, since it was the Mae Young Classic where she appeared.
Yep.
And then she went to the UK and became champ. Came to NXT in the US and became champ. Went to Raw and became champ. She goes to SmackDown. She'll probably become champ one day, right? She'll probably get a title back. It's been 2 or 3 tag titles. Liv, Nikki.
No, she didn't win with Liv.
Did she not win one?
No,
I could have sworn she won one with Liv.
No, they didn't beat.
Are you sure? I could have sworn they won at Mania.
No, they didn't beat Banks and
was it Banks and Naomi? Yeah, see, I've already forgotten about their history.
Queen Zelina and Carmella, who are also off.
I could have sworn they got
Carmella's off our TV.
Yeah,
Carmella's been off our TV. Maybe Carmella comes back, but is she gonna be a face?
She is not aligning with the OC, bro.
I don't know. It's definitely interesting because they got women on the roster. They got
and they're signing more.
And there's and you also want petition for Doudrop to switch back to Piper Niven and maybe potentially come back. I wouldn't hate that one. I would form
a tag team partnership with Liv on SmackDown. I know they want Liv to do her own thing, but like that could maybe work as well if they don't really have plans going forward.
She went from wrestling for the world title at Royal Rumble to being a tag team.
Yeah, we all know why she was put in that world match.
Same. Yeah, she had to eat the pin. I know. My poor girl. But yeah, moving on. We got more mysteries and more things to allude to as we basically continue talking about the women's division. Ronda Rousey gets a mystery opponent tonight. She's yeah. Well,
if it's spoiler alert,
if it's to be believed, Emma is returning. I just wonder the reaction that she's gonna get if this is true and it's actually her and she is actually supposed to be coming back tonight. What is the reaction from the fans? And does she come out like?
Yeah, see, if she comes out with that and like the music where it was like bubbles, right? For some reason, I remember bubbles and like her popping them, right? Wasn't that what she did?
I just know it's some wacky shit. Like,
I mean.
Or is she keeping the shades and the glass?
Yeah, she'll probably keep that. She'll probably. Oh man, she's gonna lose to Ronda in her return, bro.
Duh, it's a title match, and they ain't just gonna put it on no returning star on a random ass SmackDown.
Obviously, but you want her to return to be a loss. That's tough for her, but it is against Ronda, so I get it. I think people will cheer. People will probably definitely cheer. I think maybe a few people in that crowd are anti-Ronda, so she'll get the boos. Yeah, just a few. And Emma will be the face, obviously, so she'll get cheered. And it's a return, so.
Yeah, this is really going to be the reaction.
No Emelina, though. Or whatever that was.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the reaction. How many people actually remember her? How many people there have seen what she's been doing recently, because obviously she's been putting in a lot more work and hasn't been such a goofy character, that's really the thing. I would assume that if she's coming back, they're going to treat her more seriously. Creating the women's division is going in that route. We got Damage Control, obviously, call up, return of Bayley. We are expecting Boss Glow to return at some point. Charlotte, we mentioned, will be coming back from her personal whatever person
honeymoon, right? I think
she did do that, but Andrade also came out in his story with when he did an interview with Mexico a few weeks ago when he was talking about a couple different things. He mentioned that Charlotte is out right now due to personal things that she will talk about later. So I'm wondering if she had like some sort of surgery, a condition, or something she needed to take care of. But Charlotte's gonna end up coming back. Becky's gonna come back. You know, Chelsea
people
Green
in
is set to be coming
NXT
back.
nipping at the heels of
So the
coming up.
women's division looks like it's on the come up, and I don't think Triple H is gonna be interested in the goofy, over the top character gimmicks in the women's division. I think he's ready to bring it back to some of its former glory, where it was a few years ago when we first got the huge injection of women's stars, and then hopefully, potentially, we're looking at Evolution at some point next year. So you've got to be able to take the women more seriously.
Yep. With them adding more, do you think we're getting potentially closer to the mid card for the women?
I hope not.
I'm gonna bring it up almost every time.
I know. It's not a bad idea.
Adding more and more and more, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Well, this person needs to be a champion. Needs to be fighting for the title. This person needs to be fighting for the."
That's where you utilize your 5 hours of television to make it something.
Yeah.
Make it worthwhile. Give both women's titles a serious feud. Build up maybe one or two.
The tag titles,
and then obviously, but
they're
the tag
still
champions are gonna have to pick a brand. That's what I think should be the best way.
Probably not.
In terms of pick a brand on where to be, like for example, right now they did their whole SmackDown shtick with Raquel and Shotzi. Keep them on SmackDown for a little while. They're pulling double duty because obviously Bayley's feuding with Bianca, so they're bouncing back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. But once everything gets underway and you get a set schedule, have the women feud with one set tag team at a time, just to be able to enhance that show a little bit. And then maybe you put that mid card feud on
the other show. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that way we have women's titles,
a women's tag division, and then a women's mid card division on one.
You know what I mean? And you sort of get to flip flop it, and you get to build up both divisions at the same time, and have 3 relevant titles while elevating the women somewhere. But it doesn't matter how they use their TV time. That's really how it is. That's really what it's going to come down to. But Ronda probably most likely dominating her,
mauling whoever she plays. Yeah,
I would not mind Shayna potentially appearing in this spot. Although I don't want to keep seeing Shayna lose. But maybe that could be
maybe this is where she comes back. Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't think has her and Ronda been in the ring at all together? I don't even know if they were in the ring in the Rumble together. But it's going to be interesting because it does absolutely seem like Ronda isn't here for just a part-time gig.
Unfortunately.
She's been on our screen since literally January, since the Royal Rumble. She's been on our screen. She's been at pay-per-views. She's wrestled matches. They break up every female tag team.
They do.
I hear it very quickly. I hear it. I hear that. They do. But yeah, I feel like Ronda's around. She's doing pay-per-views. She's done basic SmackDown matches. She's been they've done big pay-per-views, little pay-per-views. She's around right now. So it looks like, she's going to be here for a little while. She's going to dominate. She kind of got a little bit of a build going with Shane already. You're not a killer no mo. So hopefully that leads to something at some point. Unless they make them a tag team, which I'm okay with that. Maybe Ronda should have just been a tag team champion anyways.
I hear it. Or she can just go somewhere else. What's happening next?
I hear it. Oh, we got the head of the table opens up SmackDown tonight. Roman Reigns returned to address Logan Paul after Logan Paul got his ass beat up and down the ring, but
he wasn't supposed to.
He got it off. He got off that one lucky punch he's been talking about since the press conference. That's all it takes. Laid Jimmy smack dab in the middle of the ring. Left Jay looking silly out there. How are we feeling about that? Because I thought it was a ugly looking shot.
If this man believes that his one lucky punch is gonna take Roman, bro, just go somewhere else. Logan is entertaining for what he is, but
he's the E in WWE and the entertainment part. That's where he's at. That's what he caters to.
He's like the ENT in the entertainment part. Like, he ain't even the whole entertainment part.
I hear that.
But, they got to have something more for the fans because people are not buying Logan Paul in this whole build. Like, what happens after Logan Paul? Right?
For who?
For everyone in the bloodline.
Roman's gonna face Cross at some point. Okay. Cross is probably gonna win the cage match, maybe.
Yep.
I would assume so. At some point they got to pick up that with Roman. Logan,
he can go somewhere else.
maybe
Do his tour.
maybe he just feuds with Jay. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Jay wants to get his get
I
back.
think
Maybe you could
Sammy
do
and
that.
Jay need to actually have a match. Like Roman needs to be like, "All right, bro, like
A squash
you
match.
don't respect
Squash the
him.
beef.
He's trying to be like a part of the bloodline. You're not even giving him a chance, and like you don't respect him." I told him no attacking Logan because we don't need him making up the excuses. Like, yo, this is kind of sounding like another storyline. We don't need him making up the excuse that I can't beat him without him getting jumped beforehand and stuff, right? And Sammy and Jay need to have their blow off because he just can't disrespect Sammy like that. He's the number 2 to Roman now, not you, Jay. He is the dog out of all of y'all, you know? And I think that happens, and then Roman's just like, all right, let's get Sammy out of here. Because it's got to blow up eventually, right? Like, it's got to. But Logan Paul, see, we're already done talking about him because no one cares about it. We know what's going to happen. The match is probably going to be solid because Logan Paul has shown he can go.
Yep.
But if it takes Roman like 7 spears and like 7 Superman punches like it does Brock Lesnar, bro,
I don't think so.
Boo.
Roman definitely knows what's best for business. Honestly,
Max
I wouldn't be
1
mad
spear,
if
1
Roman just
Superman.
destroys him. I wouldn't even be mad
awesome.
if he did.
That would be awesome.
I wouldn't even be mad if he just ran rough shot over him, and then if you want, just run it back at like Rumble or something like that.
Terrible. We don't need this.
They're gonna want an actual match to come out of it,
but it needs to happen at Crown Jewel because this shit don't.
Yeah, but I think the whole story of biting off more than you can chew, this is where it could play out. You completely have Roman decimate the man for like 10 minutes and end it, and just
and then he's got to go away for 2 months, and he just comes back. Brock Lesnar level, terrible.
No, absolutely not. But I don't know what the hell they're gonna do for Logan after this.
I like the idea of destroying him though.
I do. I think that could eventually lead to another match between the two. I think he should just squash him regardless. I don't think the match should even be relatively close to competitive. Not trying to be an asshole, but it's just realistically.
True.
I don't think a lot of fans care for this. They tried. They're appealing to the entertainment aspect of their world. Not just the wrestling aspect. We have other things for that. We got the big beef meaty men. We're gonna have Bobby and Brock beat each other up.
I thought you were talking about Braun and Omos.
Oh, we got that too. I was just gonna say that one too. We got the Giants. We got some of these throwback WWE. The big guys get to bang out each other. Like, it's just, there's other things for that, but this is purely for the entertainment spectacle. Biggest name in WWE over the last couple years. One of the biggest names in probably WWE history once everything is said and done, considering he's been pushed so well. And then one of the biggest names in social media over the last few years, whether you like him or hate
let's
him,
be honest. He started on Vine, bro.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
So it's just purely for the entertainment aspect of it. Don't know what he does after
Money
this.
Grab, but...
I don't know what he does after this for Logan. It just doesn't make sense. Roman should go with Cross. I think that story can continue. Cross will be done with Drew, or at least should be done with Drew at this point. I don't know what Drew does after this. Sadly, probably going to be dwindling in mid-card level for a little while, unless he wrestles.
He's about to start leading the Brutes, bro, while Sheamus goes on his honeymoon.
Nah.
Hey, Sheamus calls him up like, I need a favor, bro. Look after these two for me.
Hey, I know we were beating the shit out of each other a couple months ago.
I know you've seen the DoorDash commercial with them in there. Sorry, I hit you. Here's some peas, man. Yeah.
No way. I don't know what Drew does next, but Cross feels like he's going to be freed up for Roman. Logan is just in no man's land, honestly. Logan just feels like, to me. He can come back, Royal Rumble, come in at the Royal Rumble, come in at any number.
Oh, yeah. He probably will be a special guest, won't he?
Well,
it's going to be Jake in the Rumble, bro. Yo, Logan's already come out and was like, it's just a matter of time before he makes his debut.
They both come back. They come back to back.
There's your tag team champs, bro.
They come back to back. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah, but the story for Sammy and Jay is there, as you mentioned. I do like that. They're eventually put him in the ring, sort of like putting him in the closet and duking it out. Just put him in the ring. Roman's done. He's like, I got a match scheduled for you guys, later tonight, blah, 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 blah.
Solo's
sort
the
of
new
see
number
where
2.
it is. Solo gets elevated. I'm wondering to see where Solo...
He just starts beating the shit out of him. Like, yo, y'all are going to respect me. I ain't playing this shit.
He's not. He ain't playing shit. He's been whooping ass for months now, and I respect that. I respect
just beat Sheamus, right?
Yes, he's beating Sheamus. He had a match with Drew. He wrestled Madcap. He's been doing it. Yeah,
been rolling.
Yeah, the Sheamus one was definitely his biggest win of his career. Biggest win of his career so far. Pinned a former world champion, former Royal Rumble winner, former Money in the Bank,
multiple-time champion.
A lot of faith in Solo. It looks like going forward.
Rightfully so. That man's a monster.
I'm glad he's still been Solo. I'm glad he's still been Solo. Take a quick trip down to Florida. Talk a little bit of NXT as we say. Talk a little bit of NXT as Halloween Havoc has concluded. We got some new champions. We have some more storyline building forward. Start with one of the best moments of the weekend of Halloween Havoc. Wesley comes out on top of an outstanding ladder match. He finally did it. He got the big one. He said he never thought he'd be a champion in it. Hey, he literally never thought he was going to be a champion in NXT. Then he won the tag title, and he was talking about, I never thought I was going to be a champion alone. He thought he was forever going to be a tag team wrestler. And he did it. He got one. And if you ask me, the North American champion has been held by some pretty damn good fucking wrestlers over the last few years. So, yeah, it is kind of like one of the big ones. It's kind of like one of the big ones. So, shout out to Wesley. He was your pick.
It was. I started doubting it because it seemed a little too obvious, but yeah.
How are we feeling for Wesley? He did it.
And not only did he do it, like the crowd used to hate them for no reason, and he lost his partner.
Yeah,
and then he seemed like he was going nowhere, and then just to be North American champion a few months later, fantastic, great wrestler. Likable guy, it seems like. People are gonna love him.
Yep, I hear that. Any other notes on what's next for Wes?
I wish I was that fan that Von Wagner almost hit. That is one thing I wish.
Bye.
Right. Someone said they would have been selling like The Rock for the Stone Cold Stunners. Selling like HBK for Hogan at SummerSlam, bro.
Weak.
You take me out with that ladder.
Fucking weak.
I'm getting a percentage of WWE, bro. When they buried him, Oro and was it Nathan who buried Von Wagner?
I
know Oro
they hit him
he
with
was
the
like
ladder.
Standing on the ladder. Yeah. No, that match was fun. And Wesley, I hope he holds that title for a while.
I respect it. I'm very interested to see where that goes. I'm thinking Gerald Green's brother. I like that. That's kind of funny. I didn't really think of that. It kind of does kind of look like Gerald Green. I think at some point he's gonna wrestle Stacks. I think the Tony D story is gonna be there. Maybe potentially wrestles Tony D in the future. I like the JD McDonough. Maybe got to get back at JD McDonough for a match. I still think him and Hayes will be slated for a legitimate
Trick as well, potentially.
Yeah, that's obvious story. He got some shit going on there. Zion Quinn, was there before. He might just get an easy Rooney.
Nathan Frazier, that's his name, right?
Yes.
Okay. It sounded wrong for a second when I said Frazier, but he can easily have a match for no storyline built in. Just like, y'all want to just go tear the house down real quick? Let's do it. All right.
He's so good. He is so good. I'm so excited.
Is there too?
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see what his run does because they do have some sort of like-sized and like-skilled competitors.
Ilya,
there's a lot.
Tyler Bate.
I don't think he's winning any of those kind of big matches.
I hear
event guys, but yeah, it's good to see. For Wesley. We also have Mandy Rose coming up on her 1-year anniversary of being NXT Women's Champion. We were wrong and did not trend. Elbow Fire dies. How did you feel about that whole thing? The two-parter. We had the Halloween, Halloween haunted house portion of the match. That was like the second or third match of the show, and then obviously they brought it into the ring later on in the night. But how do we feel about all that? Like the transition matches like this?
Yeah, I like when they go somewhere and they showed the place before, because this is where Dexter and Gargano were and stuff, and they were
Yeah.
like, I know this place. I've seen it before. I like the cinematic stuff. Like when Matt Hardy started the delete universe, like he actually
He
did.
started something. He
Yeah,
did.
he
Did.
actually did, and
The
it's
Hardy compound, yeah, he
yeah,
started
like the
some shit.
cinematic matches work, and they can do that for more, and it can add more to a story when they need it. And like Halloween Havoc works because it's a haunted house,
Yep.
spooky. Alba Fire got half her face painted, and they're like,
Yep.
"Oh, scream if you find her." You're just gonna tell her to scream in a haunted house. They're gonna be
Yep.
spitting. And then you hear the screams and they don't even go towards the scream. And it's like, you told them to scream when they found her, bro. Like, it was good though. And the match was great too.
Okay, I respect that. I was laughing for most part of the
I
beginning
hear it.
because I was like, "This is hilarious."
Yeah.
You got Gigi sitting down, like
All
eating
for
dinner
it.
with them.
Yo.
I'm like, "What is
Yo.
so funny?" I was laughing. I thought it was funny as shit. Same thing. I do enjoy the cinematic stuff as long as it looks good. We've seen it. The Bray and Braun Strowman, swamp
Yeah.
dumpster fire looking thing.
With the New Day.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had some moments. They've had some moments. We obviously saw the Taker, AJ Styles. Is that called they call it the Boneyard? Was that the
I think
Boneyard?
so. I
I think
believe
is what they
so.
called it. It was called the Boneyard. So they've done some things. So that was funny. Did not get an and new there, but it's
Nope.
all right. We also had on this week's show the Creed brothers got beat up by a returning tag team. Veer has officially been brought back down to NXT to team up
Terrible
with
influence he is.
the nice, kind gentleman that is
Sanga,
Sanga.
bro.
But
Yeah.
Sanga was kind of a dick when he first got there.
Yeah.
He was
But
with
then he found
Waller.
peace.
Yeah, he was with Waller, beating up poor LA Knight, and I don't know where,
Yeah.
he's fluctuated around. So now
Yeah.
we'll see if he snaps out of that and he becomes more of a big brawling monster destroyer. But I'm interested to see the Creeds being their first target. Are they gonna get a win over the Creeds at some point here? Is that possibility? I could
It's
see
definitely
it.
a
Like if
possibility.
it's like, all right,
Yeah.
it's happening this Tuesday. Julius has been banged up. Brutus has already
Yeah.
been banged up, and then they
Yeah.
win that way. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, is this gonna be like a long-term feud
There
potentially?
has to be another person, right? Because Veer comes up to Sanga and he's like whispering to him, like, "Hey, bro, I got to tell you something." And then Sanga literally leaves with him. Someone is going to be the leader of them too, I feel.
They're
And
gonna have a
Sanga,
manager of
he
some kind.
showed, if Ambition's still watching,
I think he is.
what if Gender comes down to NXT, right? To
Oh
be the leader of them
wow!
two.
I forgot about Jane
And
during Sanctum.
exactly. And I know. But him being the leader of those two, like, yo, I want y'all to do the dirty work for me, make it easier for me. And Veer is all for it. But we seen with Sanga, like, he kind of didn't want to chokeslam. What was it? Brutus? Julius. But then with Brutus, he was like, yeah, fuck you, dude. I'll do it to you. You know?
He needed a few minutes. He needed some convincing.
Yeah. And so I don't think
Ginger,
it's
wow.
just Veer coming back saying, like, yeah, we're just gonna wreck house now, and then it just feels like there's a more mastermind person, maybe.
Okay.
But ambulance match was my favorite match of Halloween Havoc.
I respect it. It was a good match. It had a lot of
when that man was closing the
like,
doors on his fingers, bro.
It had a lot of false finishes, you know what I mean, for an ambulance match. Usually like,
Dude.
all these near falls, like had quite a couple of near, ambulance door shutting moments that were like,
I've had a car door slammed on my hand before, like literally closed. So that man having his fingers there, bro, and it was like 6 times the dude slammed it on his hands. Dude.
My man Julius is
that right there, I was like, yeah, this is match of the night. This man is putting his fingers on the line, bro. All for his brother.
WWE knows what they got with him, and it's one of the reasons on why they wanted to see how he would translate potentially being a singles. They know what they got in Julius for sure. Yeah. Brutus, I honestly love him.
I like that he's
The chair
the
said
more
Julius, yeah.
aggressive, right? But his face sometimes, I'm like, you don't need to
It's the
make that
fat
face.
kid face.
But it's also like he gets angry, and it's like, just calm down for a second, okay? Just like think about it,
Yeah.
and then, but he just lets it take over.
Yep.
Maybe that's why he does it, because you're like, no, just calm down, hold on, it's what he's doing, and then he just, yeah. His facial expressions get me.
It is. I like them as a tag team. I've liked them since they come in, and I'm hoping that the future is bright for them. It looks bright. It looks bright for them so far. We had a debut. We finally have been shown the last member of the Schism.
Yes.
Ava Raine.
Yes.
Is the woman under the red hood. For those of you that do not know, Ava Raine is The Rock's daughter. Hence, one of the
I don't know how you don't know that.
Made sure to sync it, because a lot of people don't watch NXT, honestly.
Yeah, but you look at her and you can tell she is related to that man. You can. You definitely can.
She made sure to let it be known, though, that she decided to join this family, hinting at the Schism, pointing, maybe taking little shots and jabs up at the bloodline after having, everything that's going on up there. But yes, Ava Raine was shown as the newest member of Schism. I was hoping that this would be an Esladon spot, potentially Blair Davenport, maybe. I just wanted a credible name, but they got something cooking up with Joe Gacy. I don't know what the hell it's gonna be. They're trying to cook something up for him. How are we feeling about it?
I love this.
Okay.
I do. I love it.
Okay.
Simply, I got on Twitter, and there is a part of me that loves it because so many people hate it. Like, so many people were shitting on it, and they're like, she's The Rock's daughter. Why are you not just calling her The Rock's daughter? I forget the name of the person, but she made a great point. If they had her come out as, oh, this is The Rock's daughter, Ava
we want
Johnson.
5 stars. That's 5 stars.
They're gonna expect too much, right? But they're also gonna shit on it, because if she's given anything, it's like, oh, you're only given that because you're related to The Rock. You're The Rock's daughter. This is her way of taking control of her own character for the time being, right? And like you said, she said, this is my family. They're the ones that made sense to me. It's a cult, people. People get dragged into cults all the time. Like,
is Solo gonna come back to save her?
Imagine. He gets sucked into the cult instead. The bloodline's losing family members to the cult.
He is the street champ. He don't play that ghouls and goblins shit.
But I like it just because it was literally probably the last person anyone was thinking. Like, I highly doubt anyone was like, oh, yeah, that's definitely Ava Raine under there. You know?
That's not the way I was going with it.
No. And I thought, as you did, it was going to be Esladon, but I'm going to give this time, see where it goes, wait to see her wrestle. Her promo was fine. You can, she worked on it with someone maybe,
I mean, she's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, they've been working
with her.
Time, people. You literally saw one promo.
Yeah.
No clue what they're going to do with her.
I hear it.
Open mind.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree. I like it. Wrap up the show with one of the guys, one of the schools in NXT that we are growing fond of over the last few months. That's right. It's your university. Chase U.
Yeah.
Andre Chase and company have been killing it. Bodie, Thea Hill, and now adding into the mix a guy that's been off our screens. And literally a couple weeks ago, I was banging on the table. Where is Duke Hudson? Where is Duke? And now Duke is front and center in the classroom as we continue to have this. I just love Chase U.
She's like, no, you can't sit there. That's Bodie's spot.
Yeah, I just love everything about Chase U. It is super entertaining, super funny. The teachable moment, the Chase U section is loud and proud. I'm interested to see where this is going, though.
It also gives random facts about wrestling throughout the year. Yeah, like when they talk about Halloween Havoc, they're like, some of the best moments happened at this WCW Halloween Havoc, and it shows Eddie and Ray, and then they're like, but there's also some shit moments. Here's the Yeti.
The Yeti.
The Yeti. I like it. It's just
it's a great
it works.
Gimmick.
You can probably put almost anybody in that setting, and it's gonna be like, why are you here?
Yeah,
but
we saw it with Charlie Dempsey.
Wait, why are you here? And then
we seen it with Charlie Dempsey a few weeks ago. So I hear that.
It's a great segment they have going every week.
It's a good thing going down there. I love it. I love it. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. He obviously didn't win his qualifying match against Von Wagner, but maybe having him in the ladder match
Von Wagner, bro.
Fun. Yeah, I'm interested to see what Von Wagner's going to end up doing next.
It's got to destroy Robert.
He maybe, but he has been on WWE. He's been on the main roster. He's been backstage.
Has he wrestled on main event?
He's done 2 main event matches over the last 2 weeks. He's been on Raw the last 2 weeks in a row, which is funny when you say. I know he was up there 2 weeks in a row. Carmelo Hayes was there last week, and I forget who was the other. I think there was a female that was just brought into WrestleMania.
I don't know
this week. But yeah, they got a couple, but we still got a few that we're waiting on. Got to figure out what Indy's doing. I'm very interested on seeing her. She kind of came in, had a quick squash match, beat the shit out of her.
Gear with Ghostface lit.
I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with that. NXT is obviously just what is it now?
It's so fun. It's so fun watching it.
Yeah, we're in transition from the 2.0 era into white and gold
NXT. Just call it NXT for the time being.
We're moving back to the Triple H era of NXT, moving away from 2.0. So we still have some interesting characters and stuff. We have a lot of main roster people showing up. We had Shotzi, we had Apollo Crews, Shinsuke was down there, the OC went down there. So our truth is wrestling Grayson Waller next week. Our truth is back in our screens being
the greatest man to ever grace the WWE screen, bro. He is too funny, bro.
About our truth coming back. K-Quick, my boy K-Quick,
you're right.
Out here having a good old time back on our TV screen. That's amazing. But yeah, NXT is just in a very interesting spot. We have main roster, we have regular NXT, we have the UK influence is still sort of looming around. So it's in a very interesting spot and definitely going to be providing some really good television. We officially saw the release for NXT Deadline, which will be December 10th. It's going to be interesting to see what matches are on that card. But yeah, can't wait. That's going to do it for us on this fine Friday. Be back next Friday. We'll be doing our full Crown Jewel prediction show. We will try to get Matt on per usual. Usually comes on for our prediction shows. We might have a sprinkle of ambition if he can stay awake. We haven't yet had ambition.
You go get him on here and be like,
we haven't had ambition on the show since last season NFL. So we got to get ambition back on the show for some wrestling talk. See what he got to say about Crown Jewel. But that'll be next Friday. Tune in on Wednesday. We go live. We talk 10 more NBA teams. We bust down the RGTP NFL power rankings. We're probably going to give Brady a pass. He's already been scrutinized by the media.
No, we are not. No, we are not.
Like, fuck that.
They suck, and it's great.
Yeah, we'll talk about the on-field. We'll keep the off-field. We'll keep the off-field.
That's his personal life, bro.
For Tom Brady. But that's going to do it for us, Mama. Let the good folks at home know what they got to do.
Like, share, comment, noties on, subscribe, follow, whatever it's called for whatever you're seeing us on. Do it, bro.
Have a good night. Tap in.
Yes.